Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Let's touch on something we actually haven't done, and I'm surprised we haven't touched on this topic on this channel, is actually how to set your Fuji X-T4 into manual mode. We've talked about all the focus settings, we've talked about different film simulations. We've never hit on actually how to turn the settings to a manual mode. Now, not to be confused, we did talk about the different focus settings on this channel as well before. So manual is not to be confused with manual focus. If you're looking for a manual focus, that is just switching the bottom switch here to M, which allows you to use the focus ring to focus on your image. What we're going to talk about today is actually how to set your camera into full-on manual settings. So, a few ways to do this. It's a bit different on a Fuji camera than a regular mirrorless or DSLR camera, because you're going to have, as if you've noticed on a Fuji camera, there's different knobs. One is for your shutter speed, one is for your ISO, and then some of the newer lenses have a aperture ring as well on the lens. So we're actually having to change 3 settings in order to actually get your camera into full-on manual. So this is very simple how you do it. Once you kind of know, then you know. So first thing you're going to want to do on the edge of your lens here is a little rocker switch. Now this is A stands for auto, and then there'll be a little symbol on the bottom which looks like a little aperture. You won't really be able to see it that well on the camera, but we're pulling that down. It's gonna have a little aperture ring. That's gonna put your camera right there into aperture priority. So what's gonna happen is you can have full control of your aperture ring to adjust, but the camera on its own is going to adjust the ISO and also adjust the shutter speed. If you do have a lens that doesn't have the aperture ring, you can change that with the control wheel, and it will change to an auto, from off the auto setting onto a adjustable setting with your front control wheel here, or if you have it set up for a different control wheel on the back as well. But there we go. So that's down, aperture priority. Next one we're going to want to change. Now when you have the aperture priority, it's still going to show an A down on the bottom of your screen here. We want to change now the shutter speed, and this is where the top of the shutter speed button, this is where you're going to change, and we'll just, for demonstration, to 50th of a second, you want to adjust that there. That is putting your camera into basically into manual now. The bottom box on the screen is going to show M, so you have full control over your shutter speed and your aperture now. Now the third thing you can choose if you want is you can actually still adjust. Now you can adjust the ISO on there as well if you want to do that. So now you are completely manual. You have control of the aperture, you have control of the shutter speed, control of the ISO, and then if you're wanting to turn off autofocus to go full manual, the bottom switch on the bottom here, you're going to want to shoot that down to M. So there we go. On the back of the screen, the little box is going to show an M for manual, and then also just above that, MF for manual focus. That is how to change your Fuji X-T4 to manual mode. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave a comment. We're exploring the Fuji system. I'm new to the Fuji system, coming over from Sony, sharing videos, learning along the way. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Until my next video, you can check out this.